Today we're going to be solving systems of nonlinear equations. And to do that, we're going to use the substitution method. Substitution method means that we need to have both equations set to the same variable, and then we can plug one variable into the other equation. So since we have y equals x squared plus 1 and y equals 4x plus 1, they're both equal to y squared, or to y. Which means I can take this x squared plus 1 and I can put it in for y in the other equation. When I do that, I have x squared plus 1 is equal to 4x plus 1. Now at this point I want to solve for x, so I want to get everything over to the left side. I'm going to do that by subtracting a 4x and subtracting a 1. That leaves me with x squared minus 4x equals 0. Now I can factor the left side. I factor out an x, and I have x minus 4. For those to equal 0, either x has to be 0 or x has to be 4. Now I've done half of the problem, and I want to find the y values when the x is 0 and when the x is 4. So I'll just plug those into the bottom equation. So for x equals 0, I would have y equals 4 times 0 plus 1, which means y equals 1. For my x equals 4, I would have y equals 4 times 4 plus 1, which means that y is 17. So these two equations have intersecting points at 0, 1, and also 4, 17. For our next example, we've got x squared plus y squared equals 4. We also have x squared plus 2x plus y squared equals 0. Notice that they both have an x squared and they both have a y squared. I'm trying to get rid of all of one variable for the equations. So I have two options. I can either I can use the x squared and plug that into the second equation, but that would still leave me with an x. So what I want to do is take and plug in, solve for y squared so that I can plug that into the bottom equation. So on the top equation, I would subtract the x squared, and I have y squared is equal to 4 minus x squared. Now that is what I'm going to plug in to the y squared of the second equation, which means now I have x squared plus 2x plus a 4 minus x squared, and that equals 0. Now simplifying, I have a 2x plus 4 equals 0. I have a 2x equals negative 4, which means x is negative 2. Once I plug in my x value of negative 2, I'm going to plug that into the top equation. So I have negative 2 being squared plus y squared equals 4. So that means negative 2 squared is 4. I subtract the 4 over from both sides. And I get that y squared is equal to 0. I square root that, I get that y equals 0. So these two equations have one intersecting point, which is negative 2, 0.